Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will talk about North Indian classical music, raga music, and we will talk about the raga Desh. In previous lesson we already talked quite a lot about raga, about the different features, what raga means, which kind of concepts are implied when we talk about raga. So we will, in this lesson we will not go into the theory much. We will just briefly talk about the Arohan and Avarohan and like Vadi Samvadi, and like if you have any problem to understand something, you're confused, or you might miss some information, go back to these raga lessons I already published here at this channel. Just check out the playlist raga. And also there's a PDF down in the description below. You should download. It's like five pages, and there's a lot of stuff written, like also practical stuff, what we will play also in this lesson, but you also have that in notation there. So it would be good for you, I think, to understand, and as a reference, and also it supports this channel, so it would be a good thing to do. Thank you. Okay, so what is Desh? We first of all, what we do here, we already talked about Shri, Rag Shri, where I drop the E to D to have this drone kind of a thing. For this raga, I actually like the sound of like staying in E with our low E here. I like the sound actually quite a lot. To play Sa as E. So we talk about E dash, and it's an evening raga, and the tat is Kamaj, which is actually Mixolydian. What's a little bit confusing, I think, but this is the problem with the tat system, because this raga uses like both knees, both sevenths. It uses the major sevenths going up, the Shud knee, and the Komal knee going down. It's like in E it would be D sharp to E going up, and going down with D. It's a little bit, this tat system is a little bit confusing, of course, because there's no tat which actually has two knees. So it's always, when you have like a certain function, like in this case a knee twice, you're dealing most of the time with two different scales, or with two different scales from the tat system, from these 10 tats. And in this case, you actually have a kind of like bilaval, which is just a major scale, and Kamaj, which is Mixolydian. The interesting thing here is that actually the major seventh, the knee, is much more important here. So that's a note you always show. You always also can stay longer on that note, whereas the D. The D is more like an in-between step. It in a way it leads down to the B, to Pa, which is a very important note here. Also, it's like somebody. And so because we always show the major sevenths, it's actually a bit strange not to call that bilaval the tat. But on the other hand, this Komal knee, this D, natural D, is actually quite important for giving this raga its flavor, I would say. And so so maybe it's because of that. I mean, somehow you have to decide. What is it? Is it bilaval or is it Kamaj? So and I think it's like widely accepted that you say like Desh is Rag Kamaj. I mean, not Rag Kamaj, sorry, Tat Kamaj. Rag Desh is the tat is Kamash. But anyway, this tat system is not that important anyway. I mean, it was just a theoretical thing, also invented much later to classify ragas, and there are a lot of ragas which do not fit in that tat system, and so when you talk about practical music, tat gives you a sort of classification, a system of ordering these ragas, but as soon as you go into the music, you deal with raga, and then it's a different story. Okay, so Vadi. Well, let's talk about the Arohan and Avarohan first. The Arohan is like it goes five notes up. Yeah, it's Auraf. It's yeah, which is also beautiful. I like it. I like that. It's very strong, powerful, but also has this lyric quality of this D sharp here. Yeah, so we go up, and it's all on the page. Yeah, I will not talk too much about that because it's written there, and it should be clear when you also watch the raga lessons here on Guitar Academia. Okay, and down it's going just Mixolydian, the full scale. Yeah, Kamash tat, the full scale, and it's Champurna. So it goes up, up 5 notes, down 7 notes. All right, and the most important notes in this raga are re. Yeah, re. You always approach that note. You rest long on that note, and that's your vadi. That's the most important note. Considering, like, I mean, you can always say like sa is the most important note because sa is really the resolution, and without sa is nothing. So, but then it's really like re. You stay there longer. You hold that longer. You approach that note, and also pa. Yeah, and pa is a somebody, and re is a vadi note, and yeah. So, and you have like sort of, there are like tensions also, you can say, like this ni is a kind of a tension, yeah, and ma is a kind of a tension. Yeah, tension. And what I'm doing here, it's like showing the G sharp, the ga, but don't stay there longer. If you really go there and stay there, then you ruin this kind of atmosphere of Desh. And that's also sometimes when I play. Sometimes when that happens by accident, I feel like It's a little bit strange, because I think that will come with time. That kind of awareness that these different things, what kind of rules you have in Indian in a certain raga, like don't emphasize that note, stay longer on that note, that's the most important note, and this is more like a tension note, and only approach that note from below, and all that kind of a stuff. When you go more into that, and when you also play some compositions and hear some music, of course, I mean, it really makes sense, because you are creating a certain mood, and it's really like all these rules. If you break them, you will notice, actually. Yeah? When you're really in that raga, you will notice, whoops, I did it wrong, because there's some like really different color, like a little bit like a foreign color. It's not in the way that it's wrong or bad, in the sense that yeah, I mean, it's really like about this mood. Yeah, you create a certain kind of a mood, and you have to be really careful in a way how this mood is created, and which notes are mainly responsible for that kind of mood. And so for example, when I play this movement here, yeah, that's one thing. But when I do, then it's a complete different thing. Yeah. If I play that, that's completely out of Desh, and you will hear that. We will have some things here, like melodies and thing, and then I think you really get this idea, and that's also the main thing on that lesson, is also to really give you this feeling, this Indian raga approach, that you actually you understand all these different things which we talked about in musical practice, and then you hear it and it makes sense. So it's maybe good to have this kind of a lesson, that somebody is there who provides a notation for you and plays those examples and explain that. And then when you listen later on to recordings of Ali Akbar Khan or Amjad Ali Khan or whatever, Bismillah Khan, then or Ravi Shankar, then you will understand better, and you will more get this concept of raga, and that is really a strong and quite complex thing also then. All right, when you look at page 2 of the PDF, then you see these alap movements, and alap movements are really these what you play in the alap, in the introduction, where there's no rhythm going, and you're really creating this mood and starting very calm and more slow, and really very be very aware and about the mood of the raga, and you more and more you are very deliberately unfold this raga, this atmosphere, and show the different features and everything. So it's without time, but you can also play those movements which are rubato. I mean, on this page you see all these 16ths and so on, but that's not really it. It's more like it's tried to approximate these the timing, but it's not meant in rhythm, and you can also do these kind of alap movements, these rubato movements, while the rhythm is going, especially in more slow rhythms. Yeah, when you have like 1, 2, 3, these kind of like vilambit rhythms, so slow rhythms. And when you do these movements on top of that, yeah, staying in the tala, in the rhythmical cycle, then this is called vistar. Yeah, you do vistar. That means really these rubato movements, and the time is going on, and then you know where to resolve it, or where the 1 is, or you can also go into tans later, like this is like tan vistar, and so on. There are like different techniques, but just in general, you can use these the fragments here on that page for like just rubato playing of the raga, but also you can use it while the tempo is going. Maybe I will also put a lesson on that. It's a tricky thing to play in a way rubato, but at the same time really follow the rhythm, and also this kind of very slow movement or slow speed is not so frequently used in European or Western music. So it's yeah, it's a bit tricky. I mean, there are not so many possibilities to apply that. Okay, because that's actually the idea here to not, I mean, not really try to really be a great raga musician, and I teach you how to do that. It's more like I show you concepts, I show you the sounds which I like, and but later on it's really the idea to take that and to put it in your own music, and to make your own music like more colorful, more rich, more creative in a way. Okay, and I will play these alap movements for you now, these different fragments. The thing is that is not they are in no order. Yeah, so it's not like it's just like purely like separate fragments which I collected, which I really like a lot. And most of the stuff you'll learn here, also I learned from Pandit Ranajit Sengupta, a great Sarod maestro from Calcutta, whom I was studying with. And so it's a little bit, I got actually a lot of stuff from him, a lot of material, and in a way I was really processing that now to really get this, in a way like a kind of an essence, yeah. So that stuff here, what you get is quite, there was quite some work to do that. But anyway, just download the PDF and be happy about that. All right, so first, let me just maybe just play a little bit on that raga thing. Okay, let's take the first movement. That's a nice phrase, I like that. E or from F sharp. Let me just play that again, like every fragment one time, and really get this mood. Yeah? Okay, I hope, I mean, this is a little bit funny here because these are just, these fragments are in a way not related. But of course, because we play them here in a certain order, it sounds a little bit that they are related, but then in a way they are not like very strong musically related, you know. So, but I think just by listening to these different fragments, you get a sort of idea, a sort of sense for that kind of quality, for this atmosphere what is created. And that's the idea. And then you should actually, what you should do, you should just you should practice these things. Yeah, there are a lot of like also technical things with these slides. R, you know, R is always Rutscher, German for slide, and yeah, different nice ideas. You take your E as a drone, and then you go into that. And now we go on, and we will talk about these tans, these more faster movements, which are really in rhythm, and just again to remind you, the thing is really you have to keep that raga intact in a sort of way. Especially that you're very aware about the Arohan and Avarohan movements. So when you play more faster lines, tans, 16th lines in tempo, it's really, you really have to consider that. You have to know your upward movement. I mean your ascending version and your descending version of the scale very good, and you have to to really get used to that kind of a thing, because it's not a scale and you can just do whatever you want. It's really not. Yeah, it goes much deeper, and it's like much more rules there are, and that's why in Indian music you practice palta, and paltas are really these phrases. Yeah, and you can practice like mir, you can practice them as mir, but you can mostly this is palta is really you play fragments of the scale, and usually paltas are also like very straightforward, like you decide for a certain microbeat speed. In this case we take 16s, and you just practice them, and the idea is always to practice it 100,000 or 10,000 times, like just one fragment. Let's go to that. So yeah, so the first palta is actually part of a study. The first 3 lines are a study. Maybe I play this study for you first, that you hear that. Okay, so and really when you take a closer look at that, you really see that these Arohan and Avarohan are always there. Yeah, if you move down, you can take the whole scale. If you move up, you have to go. You have to play that pentatonic. So no ga, no da. Okay, we play these other paltas. So where it's written more paltas, and just listen to that and follow that on the page and analyze it by yourself. Yeah, analyze it about these. I mean, for Arohan and Avarohan would be a good idea. Next is a nice idea is like extending the range of the scale. So always have the upward the Arohan, but starting always one note lower, and always going up to the Sa. So. It's actually also rhythmically a cool concept, because it's also like different groupings of the 16s, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this happens on top of like regular quarter notes going on. Yeah, so you have like takadimi, 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 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and so 1 2 tuka 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 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 or 1. All right, let's go on. Go on with the next. The next is also interesting because of groupings. Let me just play that. So. Okay, and the idea here, and this is something, a very important thing to consider in Indian classical music in contrast to the Western music. When you get like books on learning different studies, different exercises, learning instruments, whatever, I mean, all like musical examples of something, it's like always all these exercises are mostly in these, of course, in these common time signatures. Yeah, it's always try to fit the music somehow into 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, 6/8. These kind of regular time signatures, and so also when you create an exercise, yeah, when you want to write a kind of a lessons for, I don't know, guitar in this Western music, then you try to put these exercises always into working into these common time signatures, and that's a very different approach in Indian classical music, because there the rhythmical element is very important and very strong and very sophisticated and complex. So the idea very often is okay, you decide for a certain microbeat speed, for example, in this case you have 16ths, but then you are also thinking about chant, about the different groupings of that. Yeah. For example, the third line of this more paltas there on that page, it's 8/4. Yeah, you can just write it in 4/4 if you want, but at the same time it has different groupings. It has like it's 7, 7, 4, 4, 4, and 6. Yeah, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so. And that's a really interesting thing, and completely in a way like a very different thinking, because you just decide for your microbeats, and that's a string of 16ths, for example. I mean, we call that 16ths. In Indian music, you would just call it. It's a certain jati, a certain laya relative speed going on, like microbeats are going on. So every pulse, every matra gets four microbeats. And for us, when we say like, okay, each matra is like a quarter note, then 4 microbeats will be like 4 16ths. But you think them more as a kind of a string of just equally spaced microbeats, and then you take that thing. And you can just group it in many different ways, like 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Yeah, and this is very important also in your like in your improvising, and also it has to do also with. It's very connected also to T-high, where you have a certain phrase which you repeat 3 times, and it will end on the shom or the mokam. And that is like, and this phrase will really always be displaced. Yeah, it's often just an odd number or whatever. I mean, it can be everything, but the idea is not to always play it on the beat in a way. It's always like shifted. So this idea of having a certain groupings which also go on top of these regular divisions. That is really very normal and common, and a very important feature of Indian classical music, rhythm especially. Yeah. So this phrase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's also a reason why we worked a lot on the right hand different patterns, dara and darada, because like with darada or dara, yeah, dara 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 dara, you can just play any grouping. Yeah, you can just make up any grouping. Yeah, like 9 would be 3 times darada, or like dara dara. dara and then dara da, like 3 times dara and then 1 dara da. So you can make all kinds of groupings just using these two different patterns, dara and dara da. So 1 2 and 1 2 3. That's why they are here also. That's why also later on we have a 7/16 thing and another 9/16 thing. So it's really valid to practice those kind of combinations where also your right hand can't just alternate all the time, and to practice these. Also to feel that kind of different groupings, to feel that 7 going or this change of groupings, and it's part of the exercises here also. Okay, we go to the next page. Okay, next is this 7 thing, 7/16. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. Okay, then we have, it's nice, huh? It's nice, and then always be clear about Arohan and Avarohan. Okay, next. So here I would also play this dara da dara da dara dara da dara da, because the melody is going like that, huh? It's A, G sharp, F sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, then D sharp, E, 2, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 dara da dara da dara, and then another 9/16. In this case, it's grouped a little bit different, not 4 2 3, but 4 3 2. Dara 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 da dara dara da dara. Okay, next is like a scale, a scale sequence, but this is only considering here the Arohan version. So it's only the upward motion, because we go up and we only take that version. So there's no G sharp and no C sharp there. Yeah. So we take like. One more time. So I play there's also these variations. I play the first variation, just dara 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 dara, or diri diri, whatever you want to call that. But there are also these other versions which use slides. Remember, we use R here on Guitar Academia because German Rutscher. Long time ago, I explained that many times actually here on this lesson. Long time ago, I was translating all different kinds of words and techniques and everything into German, because I want to purely be in my mother tongue. To have everything connected with me, sort of, But now, as I'm doing this channel, I want to actually have my audience more like a wider audience, because I think it's not only relevant for German-speaking guitarists. So there's R. That means slide. So we have like that's the first slide. Then we have another. And then we have another. So we do the same thing, like Nisa, 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 but we do like, and that's also about grouping. We just use actually just a very straightforward, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and what do we do, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. mirror oil. I call this mirror oil. That's a very common standard thing in Indian music. It's like to make the, it's kind of an oil. It's baby oil with some little aftershave to have a little disinfection and also smell. And to be more slippery. Okay? And the next variation would be just rhythmically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. Let me just play it slower here. This is like so either da, ra, or da, da. Okay, I will also need a little practice with that. I'm just yeah, a long time ago I actually played that kind of a thing. So, but the first one is it's easier for me. It's just like this. It's funny, this going from here, this very long one, and suddenly, okay, but that stuff what needs some work. Okay, and there's another little thing. It's yeah, it's working in Desh, but it's actually working in Desh very nice. That's why I put it there. Originally, it was a kind of a study for the right hand to do like this kind of alternate movement, dara dara, or diri diri with two with two adjacent strings and picking and striking in the opposite direction. But the nice thing is here that this has a lot of energy. I'll show you what. Yeah. So K is hammer on, A is pull off. And then again, and then a little bit more accent and a kind of a vibrato there. All right, that's it for the paltas. Now we go on, last page. There's also a composition of mine, like a melody in Desh, which I not yet recorded. I mean, I composed that in 2011, and I did not yet record it. There was not really the right project or something like that. But I show you. I played that composition. So it's just Raga Desh in E. Sorry. And the date when I composed it was in the summer after I've been to India actually. So I was composing a lot and practicing a lot that kind of music. It's already 10 years ago. Wow. So this one. can count. You can count it in different ways. You can just count it like 4/4, like very slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, or you count like bomb. It also works quicker, actually, quite nice. Okay, that's also very inviting for improvisation. And so on. It's also challenging, of course, in that tempo and thinking all that stuff. I mean, that's something. I mean, I think with raga music we really have to be very, very humble, because it really takes time until you internalize this whole thing, so that you're not thinking so much anymore, you know, that, oh, I can't do that, oh, be careful with that, you know, something like that. I mean, it's good if you know that you're actually able to play like that and not really making like any big mistakes there, and be able to in a way keep the mood somehow, but to be more free and to be really into that and like I mean, you have to just internalize it. You have to stand above the whole thing in a way, yeah, to just follow your imagination, and your imagination brings you the right thing because you're so much into that. Yeah, that's really like what Indian classical musicians really say, like really like master musicians. They say they step into this raga, into this atmosphere, and then everything becomes that raga, and you just play it, and you just do it, and it's right, because you are so much into that. Of course, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of learning phrases and having like this repertoire also of phrases. That's why we do this palter thing also, to really get a repertoire and try to practice this raga also with these exercises from different angles. Yeah, how you approach from there, and how you come to that note, and skip that note and that phrase, and that's more and more also how you get it into your ear and in your hand, so in your system, and but to really internalize it and to not think about that, but do it in the right way. I have really a lot of respect to that. I'm really like I feel like really it's actually also a little bit strange to do these lessons here, but about Indian raga music, because I feel it's so I'm also like in a way like scratching a little bit on the surface. But on the other hand, it's also something where we also talked about, like a lot. It's not about that here at Guitar Academia and also in my music. It's not the idea to be like a professional or like a master Indian master of raga, like the degree master of raga. It's really about like, the more you go into that, the more you learn, and you can get out of that for your own music. And you don't have to be great, at playing this, for example, this raga Desh, to still get some ideas from that. For example, when I'm in E major, when I'm playing in E major, and I have this. What I'm doing a lot actually is this D sharp thing. Also adding microtones. And now, for example, also this idea of landing on different notes and really staying for a while on re or on ni. I mean, ni is very strong. You can really rest there and feel kind of home there. And this is also what you learn in raga music, I think, to really because it's the raga will always stay in the same scale. So the kind of progressions do not happen with shifting roots or temporary roots or chords or these plateaus in Turkish classical music, but about like actually just shifting to different notes and showing different notes. And it's very, that kind of this thing is very connected with also Western harmony and with progressions, actually, with chord progressions. So I have that thing. That's my plateau there. And it's also like there's a term svar vistar. That means I'm featuring in my more rubato movements vistar. I'm featuring a certain svara, a certain note. So D sharp. Now I go to F sharp. That one. G sharp is really working more as a kind of a coloring of the F sharp. And I'm now here, I'm now on F sharp, yeah, and that's a kind of a plateau also. That's also kind of a, when I go through these different notes, and especially the sa and the vadi, samvadi, and maybe also the ni, I mean, it depends on the raga. Then you also show like movement, you show progressions, you are on that note. And that's something you really learn when you work on Indian classical music. Yeah, more than on any other music, because most of the other music is very strong, always related to sa, or like a temporary sa. So always a root, and then mostly extend that to a certain triad, or like a penta or tetrachord. And whereas in Indian classical music, your sa never changes, and that's why your attention goes much deeper in the different notes of the raga, and there you create all this kind of movement and this kind of progressions by featuring different notes, which are sometimes very, very different than what you normally do in Western music. Of course, you feature the flat 9. You always go to the flat 9, to the major 7, and that's a beauty also of that. Yeah, but really to this, what you really learn actually what I really learned from Indian raga music is that you really just can stay on these individual notes, and that make them make them your resting places. Let me just show you what I mean. I mean, really, I will rest on different notes, and really, which I maybe normally, when not having this background with Indian classical music, maybe I wouldn't do. Yeah? Okay, let's try it. Okay, I think this was already quite a good example, because normally, you know, what you do if I play this sixth here, normally I would resolve that to the fifth, yeah, to some kind of framework, E framework 1 in this case, or like an E major triad note, or like the basic chord somehow. But no. And not go up to E now, because I want to E, no. To F sharp and stay there, and you hear what happens there. There is a kind of these colors you create. They're getting more in a way. I mean, what I feel, that they in a way get a little bit out of the gravitation, out of the strong gravitation of E. They go a little bit a little bit away from that gravitation. So where that is happening, gravity is not that strong. So it's more about the different colors, and it's not like you always are here and you fall into these root, fifth, third thing, but you in a way you it's more more higher, more flying, more in the air maybe. and that's a kind of a feeling you have to create. You know, it's not something what is just there, and you have to get this idea about the whole thing, and try it for yourself. I mean, take a scale and show these non-chord tones, so to speak, yeah? Like 6, 9s, or second and 7s and 4s, and really go to these tones, show them, yeah, and then go to the next of these tones, and do not really resolve, maybe just sometimes just a little bit, you know, and then go on. And that's really interesting what happens then, what kind of door opens then. I think it's really cool. Okay, so that's it. Actually, we had a long lesson today on Desh, and download the PDF. You have 5 pages there of all these kinds of movements we talked about. I showed you, I played here, and some theory about this Tat and Vadi and Arohan, Avarohan, and so on. Yeah, and also support this channel. So it would be really a good thing to do. Also, you can support this channel by going down in the description below. There's a link to my website, hupildenbrand.com. And the Guitar Academia page there you find a button where you can also donate. So this would make me really happy. I would really appreciate that, because this shows also that you really value the stuff I'm sharing here with you. So I would be happy if you want to get more involved and make this whole thing go into the future. All right, so yeah, that's it. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. My name is Hupilden.